well-known caster and THL personality, Mr. Cassidy.
What's up, THL?
And as always, the beautiful man below me, Mr. Cassidy. How you doing tonight?
Balloon guide my lands. How's everybody doing?
Thirsty Thursday, best Thursday.
Best Thursday there is. Mr. Cassidy, how we feeling?
Happy Feast of Winter Veil.
And we have with us, after his brief absence last week, the one and only Dank Knight, Mr. Cassidy.
Put your faith in the light.
And anchoring us down in the corner, per usual, coming all the way from his homeland, is Mr. Cassidy himself. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Turns out 2G service down here, or up here in Ohio, is actually quite fine.
Down below me, all the way from some highway in the middle of Illinois, is Mr. Cassidy himself. How you doing, Cassidy?
Hey guys, I'm in a Hyundai Tucson in a rural highway somewhere in Illinois on my way back to the great Lone Star Republic that is Texas.
Anchoring his corner, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Cassidy. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm in your boat, man. I woke up from a nap about 15 minutes ago, so that's where I'm at. There's like a 1980s montage of me being like washed up or something out there that I need to put together.
And the one and only Mr. Cassidy.
Put your faith in the light.
What is up, everyone, and welcome to what shall now be referred to as the no longer Cassidy era of Tavern Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. I actually had a lot of fun putting that together, going through all the shows and looking back at all the good times we've had with Mr. Cassidy holding down that bottom corner for us in his usual spot. Tonight, we're going to leave that spot empty in honor of the man. We could have replaced him this week, start off with whoever's going to hold down that spot, but it just didn't feel right. So in honor of the man, the myth, the legend, we're gonna leave that bottom left corner with just that lovely little picture of Tavern Tub down there for you guys to reflect upon. But I do still have me with me to my left, your right, holding it down as always, the one and only bearded beauty, Mr. Slimsh. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm missing Cassidy.
Which
That's how I'm doing. Which means we must drink.
We must drink.
I'm doing okay though. Unlocked the last wing. This expansion got to play a little bit before the Tavern Talk.
Like literally right up until the last moment here.
Yeah, still working on some things. Good old Cassidy can help me out someday. We'll find him.
Yeah, we will. So for those who are wondering, no, Cassidy is not gone from the league. He has taken on additional roles at work that will prevent him from being able to be here. I am hoping that in the near future we can get him back to that seat. But for the foreseeable future, we don't really know what the outlook is on that. So whenever we're missing him tonight, we will drink in his honor. We will also be drinking with any of the Feels Badmans because beer is good. And we will be revealing the second half of the league as every team has been filled out. I totally forgot to grab that graphic and put it into a place. Is it on the?
Oh, wait, of the rosters?
Yeah.
We weren't going to show that.
Yes, I didn't fuck up after all.
You did fine.
So also, hold on, kind of skip the banner there. I went through it quick. On tap tonight, we are going to hear from some of THL's newest captains. We're going to hear from Hector Hal from Temporal Legends. We're going to hear from Comp in, what's the name of his team again? Because up until this point, I've just known...
It is the Defias Brotherhood, and also Comp was typing in Discord just now, but he deceived me and has stopped typing.
Damn you.
Expect to hear from him soon. He might be in sooner than later.
Well, you let me know. You're gonna have to help. I see him typing again down there now.
Mm-hmm.
So you were gonna have to help me keep up with that. We have a write-in, write-up from Ben and the boys over at 1600 Dust that we'll let you guys hear. And Mr. Smoke Salmon and myself, we did his interview yesterday, and we will play the recording of that interview for you guys when the time feels right. So let's get into this thing. Is he ready to go now, Slips, or should we talk about some other things?
Well,
Good point.
let me go check because he did not respond to my typing. So I'm gonna mute myself in Skype real quick.
Yep,
and
yep.
go into
While you do that, I'm gonna bring folks up to speed on some other stuff. We do have obviously this blank slot down there in the corner that cannot remain empty forever. Um, so we're going to be looking for a third official member of Tavern Talk to kind of be anchoring that spot permanently. Uh, so if you are interested in that, get to me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be selective as hell.
He's ready.
So if you're interested in that, you can hit me up on the THL forum or the social forum, or if you have any of my tags or emails, you could do it there. But right now, we're going to jump on over to Discord and have our first interview of the night with Mr. Comp.
No, this is Hector Howell.
Oh, it's Hector Howell. Sorry, I thought you said it was Comp. All right, Hector Howell.
He's here.
Oh, I need to mute.
Hey there, how's it going, THL?
Hey, Jacksax, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm probably what facey. Am I what
That's
facey?
my captain, says Imbolc, referring to Jacksax. Well, no,
No,
smoked salmon.
Smoked
Never mind.
salmon is. He's right in there.
gonna
I'd
say,
like
I
to
don't think I
apologize in
signed.
advance for my
Jacksax,
interview.
you there?
All right, I got to
I
refresh.
can't hear you.
They can't hear me. I'm in there.
Stream here.
So we're gonna have alone time with Jack Sox while this
Hello?
refreshes.
There he is.
Yeah, if I leave Discord on in the background too long, it tells me it doesn't like me. It enjoys my attention, so I have to give it constant attention or it cries.
Mhm.
Hector, welcome to the show, and congratulations on being the captain this season.
Thank you very much. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Hector Howell, team captain of Temporal Legends, is your team.
That is correct.
So Hector, here you are, second season in THL, kind of filling in bits and pieces here and there throughout the season prior, and you're jumping straight in. There's no like testing the water with your toe. You're just fucking diving in head first. What drove you to that decision of madness?
Well, I'd say I was able to test the water. I played about 2 weeks with my three-man team in SPL last season, and I was able to play 4 weeks as a player myself last season in THL. So I think I got an idea of what's going on here. And this is not my first rodeo as far as running a team or an online operation. So, what drove me to do it? I love leadership and I love leading people to success and growth, really. I mean, it's not always about winning, it's often about leading who you're working with to growing as game players and growing as individuals. And that's kind of my leading mindset with this team, as much as there's all the role playing and rah rah rah, Hector Hal. I want to create an environment where my players can approach the game with a perspective of not, okay, I have to win this, and here's how we're going to win it, but okay, what are the resources I have to approach this with? What is the best chance I have at victory? And if we lose here, how can we use the information we've learned to better prepare for next time?
So it's like a thinking man's team over there, is what I'm hearing.
Pretty much, yeah. We've been having practice sessions for the last couple of weeks, and I'm really happy with the guys that I've signed.
So if I were to give you the ability to make a statement right now, whether it be prepared or just something you'd like the league to know, like, here's your soapbox, here's your microphone. What do you want to tell us about Temporal Legends, other than your thinking man's team?
All right. Well, I think one of the things to think about is how to prepare against us, and I think that's going to be one of our strengths. And I challenge team captains to do research because my players have had little exposure in THL, and I think that's very much going to be an asset. So be afraid, be very afraid.
Be afraid. And we should mention that we'll actually be revealing all those players later on in the show, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't think too many of their names will be recognized by a majority of you, but they've all taken part in SPL last season. 2 of them were on my team, and I'm very happy with them. And I'm super excited to see what they're bringing to the league, and for all of you to experience it.
You know, something that just popped into my mind right now as you said that comment with your guys coming from the SPL with your experience in the SPL. How do you feel about the SHL getting so much structure and so much attention from the board in this off season? Do you think the SHL will be a better or worse experience than the SPL, or are you familiar with the changes that have been made?
Um, I've seen a little bit. The renaming surprised me, but I like it. Uh, from what I've seen, it's just adding more structure, making it more like THL, which are all things I was saying needed to happen. And I'm very happy with what's been done. If I weren't running my own team, I'd definitely be running one there. And it looks like an excellent environment. And I can't wait to see and to watch how things shake down there. It's exciting.
So you have I I'm trying to think of the way to say this because the build of your team reminds me of a couple other folks in the league right now. And I don't want to call it the weak 2 spot because I don't know really anything about Chigmo to be calling it a weak or strong pick. But in the 2 spot in this league, we see people like the real Doctor Who repping a 500 PR. Somebody like Salt in the Red Division repping a 442 PR. Was there a what's the word's failing me now? But did you have a importance level? Somebody think of the real word I'm looking for there for PR, or were you more concerned with finding the best person for the spot? So were you more concerned with the player or the person when it came to something like your 2 seed there?
Absolutely the best person to work with the team. And in the case of Chijmo and Phoebus, these are guys that I worked with last season in the SPL. So I've gotten used to them. I know who they are. It was not even a question of me signing them for the team before I even opened recruitment. You guys, Chijmo is a scary guy. He's gonna take some wins you don't see him taking. Um, he's a very good player, and I think he's gonna get underestimated here.
Well, he's at least 1-6. I mean, he's going to play Salt at some point. Everybody knows that's a free week. Um, so I don't want to
And yeah,
spoil. I don't want to spoil too much with your lineup because we are going to kind of give every player their due as we reveal it. But using the number system there, all right, you got to pick your 2. I don't want to call them your best. I want to call them your 2 biggest surprises. Guys that you think are going to catch people off guard and earn temporal legends a lot of points this season. What 2 number slots are you giving that to?
2 and 5, definitely.
2
Um,
and 5.
Very, very good captain to not be giving it to yourself.
oh no, I mean I already have a 4-0 record. People aren't gonna be surprised by me winning more.
I will not. We already talked about a little bit there with Phoebus down there in the 5 seed. He is a known entity that we've already announced. I think that's a very strong pickup, especially in the division that you guys will be playing in, as we will talk more about. Um, do you have any fears, Hector, of the atmosphere that is the THL and how much crap you as the captain will be getting on the success or the success of your or failure of your team? Are you comfortable with the shitstorm that may come if you fail and the hate that's going to come if you succeed?
Yeah, bring it on. Absolutely. I mean, shit, talking, hate, whatever. I don't give a shit. Just say whatever you want. You always have. You always will. Um, but when it comes down to it, I think that growth mindset is still what's behind the team, and I think that's gonna make it so when defeats come, which they inevitably will, we don't even have to bounce back. It's just okay. This is a game of calculating chances and playing out odds. So yeah, sometimes you're going to lose games. That's just the way it works. It's not something to get upset about. It's not like, if you lose your week, okay, fine, adapt, move on to the next one.
Yeah, happens.
And
Part of
that
the game.
and that was totally part of it. I'm sure many of you know I had an interview process which I put all my players through, and I'm very happy with how that turned out. I think that very clearly got me my number 3 and 4 seeds, which I picked up, which I'm excited for you guys to announce because they're really awesome guys.
So, Slim, do you have further questions for this new captain, this new blood out there?
So you are in the red division, which is playing the blue division amongst teams such as NWA, the Harry Generals. So what's it feel like just to enter a division like this, get placed amongst what some teams who will probably become some of your rivals for the future? You excited to play against some of these teams, get to know them, make stories? Any
think
teams in particular?
I think I'm honestly rather indifferent. It's a week by week opponent research. You play them, you beat them, you don't beat them. The result is as it is. I would be happy to face any team in the league.
All right, that's fair.
So,
Yeah, I'm pretty good otherwise. Jack Sox.
yeah, I was gonna give Hector his ability, as we always do with end guests, for parting thoughts, statements, challenges. I know I gave you your soapbox once already, but before we hop back over to Skype, anything else you got for the folks at home?
Ooh, let's see about this. Well, I will choose not to reignite a certain rivalry. We'll let that one just sleep, especially being in another division. But let's see here. Looking at the division we've got right here, and I see a friend of mine named Lemur also is running a team here. Um, so I'll say I'll propose a challenge to them. Um, try and beat us.
So, Avatar, you have officially been called out by the Temporal Legends. Um, you know, these guys are the runners-up from last season. They're the team that everybody underestimated, and maybe this year the Legends will become THL Legends and make their run to the championship. Hector, thank you so much, man, for making the time to be here tonight. I'm looking forward to facing off against you in the Red Division, and best of luck to you and your team, man.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, and watch Monday Madness, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, every Monday on THL's Twitch.
Right on,
That,
man.
that's a plug for my other show. That's not anything team related.
Hey, that's what this show's here for. So that's Monday Madness, guys, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right
That's
here.
7 p.m. We got
7 p.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the THL channel. Check it out. All right, man. We'll catch up with you later.
All right, have a great rest of the show.
Thank.
All right, back to the Skippy.
All right, I'm coming to your AFK room, by the way.
Yeah, right on. So, I think would be kind of cool to do right here, Slim. I know this is sort of wing it and not following the document, but
Yep.
if we played Salmon's interview now, we could
Sure.
reveal anything that's missing in the red division and maybe talk about it a little bit.
All right, comp's gonna be ready in about 5 minutes or so.
Should we wait for comp then?
Play it though.
Okay.
How long is it?
It is 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right. So, guys, this was an interview done yesterday with questions to Smoke Salmon. I'm just going to let it play, and I'm going to sit here and look goofy as we all listen to it together. What is up, Salmon? Thank you so much for doing this today. Guys, I'm doing this with Salmon on Wednesday because he's a full-time student kicking ass entering his degree. So he took the time Wednesday night to do this with me. Salmon, thanks for being here, man.
Yep, thanks. Sorry I couldn't be there in person.
Yeah, I know you have made it if you could. So let's just get right into it, man, because I know you're a busy guy. Tell us about your new role as captain and the vision for your new version of Entropy?
Okay. Uh, well, as much as I love being a player, my captain's role has allowed me to carry out my own kind of vision in this league, which is super fun to play around with. And starting from scratch gives me like a lot of flexibility as far as team building is concerned. But I decided Entropy's building block this season will be communication. The people I have, I already knew were great players, but what really stood out to me was that they were active in Discord and having a group of players who talk often, even if it's not League or even Hearthstone related, will have this sort of bonding and camaraderie that'll help us work together in the future. And as a side note, Entropy may transition into a HOTS team in the future, and having Imbolc is going to be a huge bonus because he's so much better at mange than HOTS. At the very least, we'd be able to kick the crap out of some AI. Now, as far as the season goes, I'm gonna be honest, not too sure what all the hype's about. We're really just looking to beat NWA and Temporal Legends. You heard me, Salt. You heard me, Hector Howe. But as far as the season goes, Imbolc has told me he expects to go 0-7. That's fine. We're gonna carry him, unlike his former team.
Shots
And
fired.
I know what you're thinking, Smoked Salmon, he sucks at Hearthstone, and my answer to that would be, yeah, that's probably true. But so, we've got a refocused D lineman and a PR jackpot Arcane THL playing seeds lower than they should, and the Anarchist returning at the 5 seed with some experience. So I see this team being contenders anyway. And to top it all off, we really nailed the 6 seed cheerleader dungeon master position.
Aw, thanks, Salmon. Yeah, man, you have a hell of a lineup going on there, whether it be HOTS or Hearthstone. It's looking pretty good. I got so here's a question I have for you because the other guests we're having on tonight's show are starting teams of their very own. Now, granted, you got to start with a completely blank slate with Entropy. You're still taking over the reins of an alpha team coming off of the worst season in their history, arguably the worst team in season two. Was that a concern or a challenge for you taking over both that legacy of an alpha team with 5 playoffs under the belt and also kind of that stigma of they're coming off their worst season ever? Or what was that? Was that a challenge at all for you?
I'm so sorry, Jack Sox, but after season 3, I felt like I could basically do anything I want and no one would really have a problem with that. So,
So it's kind of
no,
good, right? Because like it couldn't get any worse than season two, right? Or season three. Sorry, season three. You're right. I said the wrong season. Um, so there's kind of this. Who cares if we have to parachute or not? We're already on our way to the ground.
well, it's not really like that. Like, I know what entropy is to this league, and I really respect that. But yeah, I'm trying to go under with like as little pressure as possible on both me and my teammates. So yeah, that's probably the attitude I've tried to create with entropy. Is like, hey, who cares how we do? We could be better than season 3.
Which is not very hard to do. Um, so I know you touched on this a little bit already with all the hype that is out there. On the previous Tavern Talk, we did a reveal of the known rosters, Entropy being one of those known rosters, and it got some pretty strong reactions, both from the Tavern Talk crew as well as some folks in Discord. I will not put their names out there, but if they want to inform folks in chat right now, a couple folks quoted as saying Entropy and Team Rank 5 are the teams to beat as of this point right now. Do you think you could live up to that hype? Do you think that hype is warranted? Or is it kind of just undue pressure that you guys are shrugging off right now?
Well, I mean, there's 16 teams. One of them is gonna win the whole thing. Like, it's easy to say any of us could win. So I'm not really thinking about the hype or the preseason predictions. I don't know what the rankings are gonna be, but if we're ranked 20th or ranked 1 or 2, like, I don't care. We're gonna have a great season, and this is a great group of guys, and I can't wait.
Well, awesome, dude. I appreciate you taking the time to be here. this evening and for working around. I know we're supposed to do this last night. Working around my schedule, I appreciate that. Do you have any parting thoughts or words for the folks listening tonight?
Okay. Salt, Hector Howe, you're going down. That's that's it. I'm good.
So Salmon has directly called out NWA and Temporal Legends. They may go 2-5 this season, but it looks like those two will be NWA and Temporal Legends. Good luck, man, and obviously I'm going to be cheering for you as that is my official job on Entropy. Um, yeah, so thanks again to Salmon for being here, and we're gonna move on to our next interview now.
All right. Thanks.
All right, so those were Salmon's words last night. I see all the shit talk happening in the chat already. Um, we'll get into that. Right now, we're gonna jump down to the Tavern Talk official chat to talk to Mr. Comp about his new team this season.
Oh boy. Are you there?
Yo yo, hopefully he's in
Comp.
here. The stream's on delay, so he might get himself in here in a moment.
Comp. I was just talking to him in private messages. I think he's AFK.
Well, while we wait for him to get in here, since I am now a ventriloquist, make
I'm
Slim
here.
talk. Oh, there he
Can you hear
is.
me?
Aha!
Hey.
Yeah, sorry, my voice, my mic wasn't set up correctly.
Oh,
Well,
sorry. Yeah, I couldn't check you before. I was deafened.
yeah, we got you loud and clear now, man.
Awesome. How you guys doing?
Great, man. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate you making the time to be on the show, and excited this is your first Tavern Talk appearance, is it not?
It is. Yeah. I've been around. This will be my fourth season now, which is it's been around a while. But yeah, first time on Tavern Talk. First time as captain. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
So
Good time.
about that whole captaining business, what made you decide that after being around the league for, as you said, 4 seasons, this was going to be the season where you were gonna throw your name out there and take on the captain's role?
It's a good question. Like honestly, I just love THL. I love the camaraderie. I love the community that you guys have built up or that we built up together. I felt like I love the Dream Team, which is the team that I was on the last few seasons. I love the job that like Mason did. Shout out to you, Rad Dreams. Once I heard, I was actually the captain of the SPL team last season, which was okay. It was sort of like weirdly, the activity was kind of off and on from week to week.
Growing
But
pains,
yeah,
indeed.
just excited. Just like the one thing I found out about being a captain is the strategy, which is sort of the strategy. One of the things I love about playing Hearthstone, but the strategy about like team building and week to week planning and everything is fun.
Yeah, it's like the meta game you could play while you're playing the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have, I'm not gonna lie, I just got the list about 5 minutes before we went live for Tavern Talk, and I'm looking at your
Okay.
lineup going, holy hell, that is, that's looks great. We're gonna reveal it to everybody in a little bit, but I want to know about your process for how did you target players? Did you have people in mind? Did you take who was available? How did you go about looking for folks for your roster?
It was definitely a process. Like I had some people in mind for sure, but I think I'm glad I wasn't set in my ways beforehand because I think through the process, talking to people, interviewing people, I'm really excited about my team, man. Like it's I think we've got a bunch of grizzled vets, some really strong like newcomers from last season, an interesting strategy too with the sort of the orange division being very top heavy. Like I think you'll find us upsetting quite a few teams.
Your team looks really exciting. I can't wait until we reveal it.
Yeah, I this is
I know, me too. I can't wait. Yeah.
it's kind of hard to ask all the questions that I want to ask of it, but of your team without
Right, without revealing too much.
But there
Yeah.
is one I just want to call out right off the top because I saw this name and this was a guy that in the off season I was looking to see where he went to decide if I was going to play for another team or not. You ended
Oh
up
wow.
you ended up picking up Mr. Ham Bowen.
Oh, spoiler!
I told you I was
know.
gonna spoil it. I told you I had to because I have to ask
That's
What
okay.
was this a pre-established relationship, or did you see late on in the game that a player of that value was still available, and you just jumped on that?
I definitely jumped on that. Like we were talking for a week or two, sort of bouncing around different ideas. Like I think, um, it's hard to talk about it too much without talking about the rest of the team because the makeup is very, very specific.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like sort of the things I was looking for were people that were, have experience being leaders, of experience being, like close collaborators with their team. Like I really wanted to build a team where we're all like talking and collaborating and theorizing decks together and playing together. We had a practice session last night where it was crazy fun. And yeah, Hamboen just fit the bill. I'm glad, excited to have him.
Yeah, he's somebody that through various different special THL events that I've been a part of and worked with through that. He's always been a guy that I've enjoyed personally working with, and to see that he ended up in this cool place. I'm sorry I spoiled it, guys. I wanted to ask the captain about this.
Spoilers.
The thing you have to realize about the people who are pretending to be upset about spoilers in chat, it's just it's all sarcasm. They
No,
don't
I
actually care.
I know, but I'm just
Yeah, totally.
I don't mean to like jump out there and because we're going to do a reveal for you guys here in a moment of every team that we missed. Um, but this was definitely somebody that I was watching the off season as I was considering whether or not to venture out into the league. When you see with Comp and Hambo and the rest of this combination on this team, this is an exciting team to watch. Um, it's going to be a challenge though as you're in this Orange Division. I know you said you built your team with the Orange Division in mind.
Yeah.
Um, is this the division you wanted to end up in, or do you think that another division would have been a better place for you to start off your rookie captain experience?
No, man, honestly, like bring it, right? Like I don't care what division we're in, like I think there's some strategy, sure, in terms of what our team makeup is, but that strategy would have worked in any division and and we're in this to win it, we're in this to fight and compete and it wouldn't have mattered what division we're in. Um is it going to be tough for sure, right? Team rank 5, they're 1799 PR, like one off the PR cap. That it's going to be pretty strong. I don't want to talk too much about the other positions, but I'm the 3 seed, right? My PR is 392, loaded Lux, 456. It's gonna be tough, but bring it.
Yeah, it's actually funny that I mean we're gonna reveal the rest of your team eventually, but the way the PR breakdown is working, it actually looks like how the old Team Rank 5 used to look.
Mm.
Yeah, that is not to spoil too much. That was certainly that strategy at the very least of like, you got to win three games from somewhere. Doesn't
Yep.
matter if it's 1, 2, 3 or 3, 4, 5. Was certainly some of the things that we were thinking about. Absolutely.
Yeah. The seed that you wound up is very impressive for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, like it's one of those. So I've been the 1 and 2 seed primarily in the last few seasons, and I'm not going to take anything for granted. Like it's still going to require a lot of planning and analyzing and strategizing, and like loaded Lux, I'm going to have to face at least once or twice, right? Like there's still plenty of other really strong 3 seeds.
And then you always have that lovely little. Actually, I don't think we've revealed that team yet, so I'm not gonna talk about you. Have we fully revealed the noobs yet? Slim, did we do that last?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you always have
Yeah,
that
right.
lovely little experience with Cutthroat there, who depending on what Cutthroat you get, I know he struggled last season, but for a long time he's been a guy in this league that you can never take lightly. And his PR might have dropped a little bit, but I ran into him on the ladder the other day. I know he's playing, he's active in the game again. So that's you sir definitely have a gauntlet. Uh, Orange is looking very strong in the 3 seed, but I think
Hmm.
your experience up there in the 1-2 is definitely going to serve you well as you run through this. Also, how the hell could you not with those guys to practice against? I think about just your team practices are probably
Yeah, no,
fucking
it's
fun to
it's awesome.
watch.
Like, sort of the thing that I'm hoping for is that we all, and the thing that's sort of been borne out through like our discussions so far in chat and our practices is just like we all make each other better.
Hmm.
I'm excited. Like, I think 1 to 5, we're going to be a really strong team.
So, if I were to give you your soapbox to tell the league whatever you want, or read a statement or whatever, what would you like to say to the folks?
Uh, just bring it. Like, we're here to win. We're here to compete. Um, I can't wait to see what the rest of the positions and damage ones are going to be, and sort of the. I think we're facing green division also, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot to be TBDs. So like, I would have loved to, like Lemur used to be former teammates. Bring it. Yeah, team rank 5. That it's going to be tough, but like again, we're here to win. I can't wait. Can't wait for the season to be started. At least.
Yeah. No, it's close. What we got? Like a week and a half, 2 weeks, or something like that. So we're getting there, man. Well,
Yep.
Comp, again, brother, thank you so much for making the time to be here tonight. I'm excited to see what happens with your team. And actually, I think we're gonna go straight from here into revealing that, possibly.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So, Slims, you got anything for him before we go over to Skippy and talk about what the hell's going on in this league and what people can look forward to?
No, I'm good to go. I think we got all we need. Comp should be really exciting. I can't wait
Awesome.
to talk
Yeah,
about.
just make sure when you
rosters.
reveal our 5 seed that you scream his name out.
I will.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
We got you.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
Later.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
I love how I keep cutting Slimsh's thanks off. It's pretty great.
We gotta talk about the one team left who has no recorded interview but lots of text.
Yes, yeah.
This would be the first roster reveal too, actually.
So let's take it as that and reveal it and talk about it. So one of the fails of Jacksox this week was getting together with the team captain from 1600 Dust, Ridiculous Hat, and to be able to inform you guys of what's going on over there with them. So Ben sent us a nice little write up of his team. I think we should start off with number 5 there. I think we'll leave the 6 men out for right now.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
So Swolberham Lincoln. He just wants to know if you lift, man. New 5 seed to the league. I know nothing about him.
I guess we should mention first this entire team. They're all involved. They all know each other in real life for the most part. I think some of them might be new to the team, but they're all involved with the 1600 Dust podcast, which people may or may not know.
Oh,
So,
he gave them all different nicknames than what appears on our website. That's gonna be difficult.
Billidan Storm Rage.
Is he? I don't see him.
At Tease Real.
All right, so he's actually their 2 seed. This is a little difficult for us to do, because that part's not in order. So I'll give you from the bottom up.
Oh, he is the 2 seed.
Yeah, so I'll give it from the bottom up as it's listed, and then we'll give you guys the overview of what we got there. In their 5 seed, they got a dude repping a 211 PR, Mr. Ziggy Sarah, playing off of Ysera and Ziggy. And 4 there, we got either Rock Bass or Rock Bass at 229. Spiver at 363, coming in at the 3 seed. Tezriel at the 2 seed, coming in at 382. And Mr. Ridiculous Hat topping it off at 430 in the 1 seed. These guys left a lot of PR on the table. 16-16 over there in the green division. But the last team I made fun of for having a low starting PR were the runners-up in Season 3. So I'm not going to talk too much about how low the PR is. So, Slimsh, out of these guys, the only one we have real experience with is Mr. Ridiculous Hat.
That's right.
Coming to us from a strong Magic the Gathering background, calls himself a semi-pro. He's one of the dudes that is actually vocally on the show at 1600 Dust, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming in at 430 in the 1 seed. How do you think they'll stack up kind of against what the rest of the green division is doing? Because as I'm looking at it, 430 does not seem as daunting a task as it might in other divisions.
I don't know. This team's going to be really interesting because we just don't really know anything about them other than their podcast. And I guess we can mention the fact that they have some rapport with Gurn Blanston, aka Feel the Gurn. So he knows these guys and got them in the league apparently. So maybe Gurn could speak more to it at some point. But they're involved in podcasting. They definitely look at the game quite a bit. So I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. But he's been really, really excited about the league as a whole and seems really pumped.
Yeah, they've actually claimed, much like Entropy is claiming as their six-man cheerleader, Gurn
Yep.
is unofficially on the official roster of 1600. And these, I look at this the same way I look at the Golden Wisp squad. Um, and why can't I think of the other podcast we had on here? Top Deck Kings.
Top Deck Kings.
Um, these are people who look at this game and try to inform and teach others about it. So while we don't have much THL history on them, we have clearly some guys that are passionate about the game over here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have a new. I just read this as I was trying to read and talk at the same time. We have a new female contender in the league.
That's right.
And Ziggy Sarah. Um, she's self-proclaimed casual, but here's the warning. I'm just gonna read it as it's written here. You might think you're ahead until Aviana hits the board and all bets are off. You could also find her praying to Yag on a regular basis, and she's also their 5 seed.
I don't know about that praying to Yogg business there.
So I'm sure she's instantly gonna be one of Slim Shit's favorites.
Yeah. Yogg players are people too. It's just the Yogg Saron Hope Send himself who needs some improvement.
Apparently, also Spivey has a trending hashtag on Twitter that says hashtag blame Spivey. That's Spivey. So if anyone wants to check that out and see what it's about, he's gonna be repping their 3 seed. Maybe one of these days we could actually get Ben on here because some of these quotes, man, are kind of funny. I like to
They
hear his
are.
personality.
He's neat. He's neat.
So I'm gonna have to try and make that work with him and make the time to get him on here. But that's Team 1600 Dust, fellas. They are in the Green Division, and they're the new Green Division team. All right, Slimsh. I can't fight it anymore. We gotta start ripping into these divisions and talking about it.
Can't fight this feeling anymore.
I can't fight this feeling anymore. So let's get into it with revealing the entirety.
And then we have the schedule.
I know this is thing on top of thing on top of thing. Let's get right into it by talking about Temporal Legends, because they will complete our full reveal of the Red Division, and give us a better picture of what we have going on there. As Hector alluded to in his interview, he's got Phobos, Phobos. Why?
Phoebus.
Phoebus. There we
This
go.
is a player who subbed on Lemur's team at one point last season in like the 2 seed or something. It was really weird, but that name's familiar for sure. I don't know about them.
I think he's coming in really strong at 202 in a division where his biggest threat is going to be Entropy's Anarchist at 206. The other two coming in slightly lesser PRs, but we know from people such as
Phoebus is in chat.
Hey, shout out. We know from people such as Drudded, who's vastly improved at the game. We watched somebody like Gemini, who started off with a real low PR and ended up our runner-up last year for MVP. That PR doesn't always mean everything, but that's definitely a good place to start. Fezama comes in at the 4 spot with 302, jumping up exactly 100 PR. Fezama's done a lot of work to help us out with gathering stats and such here in THL, and definitely a player I'm glad to see involved and on the team. Number 3, I don't believe this is a familiar name. Loch Ness H coming in at 382.
It's pretty solid for the 3 seed. I don't know though about Loch Ness H.
I don't know if we have any experience in there, and this is actually another division where the 3 spot's kind of gonna be tough. You got players like Cran in the 3 spot, Adidas, a former 500 PR
D
player,
Lyman,
D Lyman, a refocused D Lyman. So 3 spot in this division is really tough, and for an unknown player, we'll see. We'll have to see what's going on with that and how well Loch Ness could perform. Chigmo, SPL player, coming up in that 2 seed. We talked about that a little bit with Hector while he was here, and Hector Hal taking out the 1 seed. We are going to do our preseason ranking. Whoa.
Where's the Fez Sama?
I said that 4 seed Fez Sama. I even give him a shout. I give him a shout out for all of his help he's given us in THL.
Oh yeah. All right. I must have been asleep then.
You were missing Cassidy. We could all drink for that.
Yeah, we can.
So, without getting too deep into it, because we will be doing our preseason rankings, right? But just a general concept of the Red Division. How do you see the overall strength of this division? Last year we saw it very top heavy with some awful contenders holding up the bottom there. Um, how do you see this division as a whole? And do you have any early favorites?
We had a lot of questions about NWA. They decided their roster extremely early. Most notably, Hot Asian Girl took a pass out. They still maintain Dreaded. Crayon, the Mighty Four seed, has moved up a spot, which I think will be fine. Tony Montana really proved himself in the 1 seed, but I don't know. I feel like this NWA, they, I think they'll still be solid, but probably not as good as they were before. Sadly, that's kind of the cost of doing so well in a season,
Mm.
is that there were cuts to be made. Yog Champs, I think they'll be solid as they were before. I'm really looking out for Entropy. I'm on the Entropy hype train. Apparently Jody's still their coach. I wasn't aware of that, so that's cool. I know he's kind of burnt out with Hearthstone at the moment, which is understandable. It's tough.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm really looking at Entropy. I'm excited to see Temporal Legends, but I don't know that they'll be vastly better than NWA. I'd still give NWA the nod in the Red Division, and I mean Yog Champs made playoffs, so I don't discount them at all though. So I'm gonna do the thing where I kind of don't give
A
Temporal
definitive
Legends
answer.
credit
Yeah.
until I see them do something. But yeah, I'm feeling Entropy, NWA, Yog Champs, Temporal Legends in that order.
I in trying to approach this from the most biased way I can. I mean,
Yeah.
unbiased. Sorry. Um, my two early on picks that I like here go to Entropy, and depending on what Lord Forehead and Lightweight have done in the off season and with this new expansion or this new adventure, um, I just look at NWA, who's a very strong team and not to be taken lightly, but they got slightly worse in each position. If you look at history alone, um, whereas I feel Entropy improved in every position. Most importantly, and I'm not just saying this to take a shot at myself, but the 5 seed's a spot where you should and could be winning a lot, especially in this division. And I think that pickup in the Anarchist is going to pay off immensely for Entropy. I like the Yacht Champs. I do. I don't think they'll edge out Entropy, but I think they will race them to the very end, depending on what their 4 and 5 seed could do. I really like them in 1 through 3. I liked what they were doing at the end of last season. I think they'll definitely be another playoff team, but I think it goes Entropy, Yog, and WA. And then until Temporal Legends proves something, I can't really pick them above any other team. So let's move on to another division, man, because we've talked about Red now. Where are we going next, Slimsh?
We could. Yeah, let's just go left to right then, huh? There's 3 whole teams to reveal in the Green Division, and they're really, really good ones. We did 1600 Dust, though, so we've got Danger Zone and Synergy
All right.
to reveal.
So in the Green Division, we see a lot of teams leaving PR on the table. This can be both a blessing and a curse in the sense that it leaves you room for improvement and also kind of sets you up for a nice next season. If you have a winning season, you don't have to split up the band. Um, but Synergy comes in 160 points under the PR cap. Rocking Daydream with the 100 PR in the 5 seed. That name sounds really familiar. If nothing else, that's definitely somebody that's super active on the Facebook group. I might have even played Overwatch or something with him. That name is.
Yeah, definitely. They've been in Discord a few times.
Yeah. Making his triumphant return to the 4 seed is Mr. God's Gift.
Yep. Former noob from season 2, I believe.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I thought number 3 from Synergy and number 5 from Avatar were one and the same, and they are not. Um, Mr. Zab from Xergy, who I played in SPL, and it always kept giving credit to Zab Gur for playing in SPL. This dude was good when I played him. He stomped me, and this is back when I was trying to take in Hearthstone pretty seriously. Not that I'm a measure of greatness, but I was definitely impressed with the dude. I think he's a great pickup for Xergy, and 400 and I'm gonna call it 420 because Vape Nation, sitting in the 3 seed in this division is a um, very strong player to have in that spot. Red Marsh, another familiar name, coming in at 423, which puts him at the top of all 2 seeds in the green division.
He was the one returning member here on Synergy. They had a huge shakeup in their roster.
Mm-hmm.
Huge shakeup.
And coming in at their 1 seed, excited about this, is Mr. Drew Man. So he's coming in. We're gonna call it 470, even though saying 69 is fun. Um, Different look for Synergy. I don't know if they'll be the powerhouse that we're used to them being, but it's definitely an interesting lineup that I think has a lot of the same kind of potential that Yogg Champs has when you look at the way they match up with the rest of the division. But we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, and of course you can mention that Dexter HS, formerly Diamond. I can only know him as Diamond. He's doing the Jedi. He's pulling back as the captain. He's not going to be on the roster, but I mean that opens up a lot of possibilities for the team, and it might be a good thing for such a new squad of people to have more ability as an organizer outside.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It also leaves you like sort of like an active player that's not actively on the roster. That if you need to make the subs, he's there and ready to go, and he's focused and zeroed in because he has to prepare every week to help the team prepare. So there you go. Danger Zone's our other one.
Danger Zone, yeah, and wow, there's some serious stuff happening here with Danger Zone. So 3 returning members. 5 seed is the Grim Gamer himself. Seems like he found his home. He's staying with Danger Zone. Oh man, the 4 seed. I'm pretty happy to say this one actually. So as everyone knows, the Gosu Casuals, we are no more. But our players have found some new teams, and in the 4 spot, which is a ridiculous seed for him on Danger Zone in the familiar green division, is Jing Buddha.
Jing!
So they scored big time with him. They are ridiculously powerful in the 3 and 4 seed, which might interchange, depending.
Yeah, I mean, they're only separated by 2 points as they currently stand.
Yep, number 3 being Gideon Echo, the captain. Vendiclick, or he calls himself Vendillion now or something. He changed the BattleNet name. He's still there, 2 seed, and number 1. This player I do not know.
Yellow, new. He's new. That is a new legend PR up there.
Yellow, yeah, it's because we've got our fairly new rating system, so I think they're entirely new to the league.
Yeah, a lot of those 430s we're seeing are guys that have only hit legend. I think it's like a couple times, or they're low. There's a reason it's not 450, but definitely a new legend player to the league, and some of that could be exciting to watch.
Yeah, you never know.
So here's what I'm gonna say about this. I'm just gonna come right out the gates and say it. I think that green of this season is going to be the red of last season. I think we are going to see a clear-cut winner rise above the pack in Team Avatar. I think they are actually. I'm going to go ahead and say I think they're going to dominate this division. I think you're going to see Danger Zone put up a very respectful, very very respectful score. It'll probably be definitely in the top 6 in the league from Danger Zone, based off of what they have to go up against in the green division. Now they do have to pair up. They do have to pair up against a very tough orange, but we'll get more into that in a minute. And then these other 2 teams here, man, don't know anything about 1600 Dust, so I got to put them at the bottom. So I think you see Avatar rising above the pack here. I think you see Danger Zone putting in a very solid performance this season. I don't know what this new Xergy is going to bring, but I'm kind of excited to see.
I mean, I would tend to agree with just about everything with what you're saying, and Lemur is crapping his pants on the chat because he says that we can't win from a favored position.
Well, his favorite position is in front of the sink doing the fucking dishes.
Yeah, come on, Lemur, go do the dishes. For those well, I don't even. I'm
No,
not even
no,
gonna
no.
explain
If
it.
you're not in Discord, you don't deserve to know the inside jokes.
That's right, you don't.
Get in Discord, hang out with us. Hear Lemur get yelled at by his mom. All
right. We've got 2 teams in blue division now. So moving on. We revealed the Harry Generals and Team Golden Wisp. We've got Aeon with huge shakeups, only keeping 1 player, and Netherstorm with pretty decent shakeups.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting division to watch.
Wait, I could have sworn we revealed Netherstorm. Did we reveal Netherstorm?
I think they were missing one person from their.
Oh, because we revealed number 1, right? I distinctly remember we revealed their 1 seed.
And then, I don't know. I'll just read it off anyways.
Sure.
No surprise to Gemini returning. She kicked ass last season. Holding down the 5 spot. I believe this is the one that we didn't know about right here.
Oh yeah, you're right actually.
It's Swanky Tiger, coming in the 4 spot. He's a swanky dude. He was around
From my old SPL team.
Yep, he was around a bit last season doing the SPL thing. The Sheep, he's exploding, and apparently he's super, but he is the 3 seed of Netherstorm. Crowvan coming in at 2, and holding down the top seed, making sure that the blue division is still something to be feared, is Mr. Cheesy 10 himself.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. MVP.
MVP, Stinky Cheese. Taking a note right out of his former captain's playbook, Mr. DeTrucci sits on the sidelines for Team Aeon this season, and a very different lineup coming up for Aeon. As Missing Shoelaces takes the 5 seed, coming in at 113. I do believe this is a new player to the league, right?
No, Missing Shoelaces subbed in for Team Supreme last season in the finals, actually.
Shows how much I was on vacation in the finals, so I could be forgiven there.
Well, shame on you.
The Raging Rhino takes on the 4 spot.
Don't know about them. Yeah, the 3 seed Dot Dark, this is the one player that Aeon kept. And he's in the 3 seed now, which is pretty ridiculous. He's a multiple top 100 finisher as far as I know.
Sorry, Donnie Wrench just threw me off track. If Raging Rhino is?
No.
Oh, sorry, Dot Dark is. I didn't realize
Dot
we
Dark.
moved forward. Yeah, Dot Dark's a familiar name to us, as well as Top Hat Team. They weren't both on the team last season?
No.
I could have sworn they both were.
Wait, Raging Rhino?
No, Dot Dark and Top Hat Team.
Oh, yeah, Top Hat Demon, yeah.
I thought we said there was only one returning player on this team. That's why I was confused as fuck.
Oh.
Top Hat.
I guess he may have just gone ahead and re-signed them when he initially came to us because we had the new rules for captains saying who they'd keep. He only kept Dot Dark. Interesting.
Well, apparently he worked something out later on.
He took him back. Feels good, man.
Feels good, man.
That's a drink, by the way.
And that's going to be an interesting build with that 1 through 4. Topping it off is a new legend, Gallon 213. Don't know anything about the dude. He's rocking a 470, so it means he's been to Legend. He's not a new person to the Legend world. Be interested to see what we get at him. Don't know anything about him, but that's definitely a new look for Aeon. I know we had high expectations for Aeon last season. Fell a little bit short, but this is looking like a strong lineup we have here. There's lots of question marks in this division, man. As I look at it and try to go, who's going to win this? I also think, yeah, it is. The spread of this division is the closest of any in the league, with the top team being Team Golden Wisp at 1749, and the lowest team being Netherstorm at 1725. So we have only 24 points in PR separating the highest PR team from the lowest PR team in Blue Division, making Blue Division another Dude, I don't even know if I could pick somebody right now. There's too many question marks with these new players on Aeon and the new look of Netherstorm and Team. No, well, Team Golden Wisp, just the WWOLS. Uh,
Not to mention the the Harry Generals.
well, yeah, we revealed then with Poker coming back, and their biggest threat is in that 3 seed. Um,
Yeah, Jedi Ninja.
Jedi Ninja coming back to play some mind tricks on you guys, while also throwing Ninja Stars at your face.
Yeah.
Could be scary. I actually can't call this one, man. It's just gonna be great to watch.
I think so too. Like I'm really excited about Netherstorm with Cheesy, last season's MVP as their 1 seed, but he's got really stiff competition, I think, in the Harry Generals, and also I don't know. I wouldn't count Golden Whisper Aeon out either, and they're competing against Red, which I mean he's got to go up against Hector Hal, right? That's rough.
Yeah, Red Division, bunch of 500s in the 1 seed over there. There's a dog.
Yeah.
There's a dog that's not at 500, but I'll tell you what.
He'll
If,
get there.
if anybody lets him off the leash, I don't want him biting my ankles. That's for damn sure. Um, moving on to the Orange Division, man.
Orange Boys.
Who are we? Damage.
We got the damage ones to fill out, and the entirety of Comp's team.
All right, sweet. So let's start with the damaged ones, because there's a few names over here I recognize, and there's a few I feel like might have been SPL. I don't know why G Kick sounds so familiar to me. But I skipped somebody. Sorry. Jerry Damage, coaching from the sidelines this season.
Yep.
Given the 5 spot to Crackshot.
He's a busy guy.
Jerry is, yeah. I mean, he's got those PPRs to get going. Crackshot coming in 181. New personality, new look to that 5 seed there. I don't know, kind of sitting right in the middle of the road with when you look at 5 seeds for the Orange Division. Nearing that 200 at 181. Gonna be interested to see what we have him. Will somebody please tell me why G Kick sounds so damn familiar? Was he an SPL player? Did I play him? I probably lost to him. Coming in at the 4 seed, 220.
G Kick was pretty active in Wicked Wednesdays. What? He was on a team. I can't remember, and the season 3 page won't load.
So G Kick though is definitely a
Jedi
known
help.
name. If nothing else, he was hanging around the Discord. He's definitely a dude I've seen around. Glad to see him on a full-time roster spot. 220 in the 4 seed in the Orange Division is going to be rough. I'll tell you why after we reveal the Defias Brotherhood.
Jesus C, MVP.
I was gonna go through all. I mean, I'll say everybody but
He's got to
the
play against
brother.
Lemur.
He's got
We'll say that much.
He's got to go up against Lemur, Jing, Josh Sampson, Jesus C, and this scary motherfucker on the Brotherhood that we're gonna talk about in a minute. Dyrus Bear, glad to see him rocking it in the 3 seed, coming in at 373. Mr. Bites, didn't Bites make his THL debut on Salty Saturday? Like, I feel like, wasn't he one of the first people to play the first week of last season?
He may have been.
I want to say Pizza Bites was a thing because I was talking about how much I fucking wanted Pizza Bites the whole time they were playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he's coming. I believe he was a 1 seed last season, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least at one point or another, he rocked the 1 seed. He's gonna be dropping down a spot to a 2. I would imagine to see him kind of have the success that Salt had when he dropped from a 1 to a 2. They're like that fringe 1 seed, but that really strong 2 seed. So we'll see what happens there. He did spend some time in the 2 seed last year, if nothing else. And then coming in at the 1 spot, Mr. Houdini. Another name that sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
It's a familiar name. He sounds familiar, like I've seen him in a Hearthstone event or something. I don't know. Jerry's gonna have to fill us in at some point.
So the damaged ones are looking strong, but they did leave a lot of PR on the table. They do have a very heavy kind of top of the lineup there, leaving some meat that they could have spent in the bottom. But we'll see what happens. So let's talk about the Brotherhood. Get your hype fucking planes and trains and automobiles ready for this. This might be another legit contender first year team right here. Um, coming in the 5 seed. Was worried this dude wasn't going to find a team for a long time. Glad to see he found a home so I can continue to shout, Vende!
Bad day.
Vende! Comp, I hope you did that as a favor to me, so for another season, I could sit here, drink alcohol, and yell his name. But he's coming in at 211 in the 5 seed. Good pickup there. This 4 seed is got to be scary for other 4 seeds. I imagine this is going to be Cran 2.0 watching this happen as Roy takes the 4 spot for the Defias Brotherhood. Fucking strong in that spot.
Yeah, he was there for Synergy, I believe, and
Yep.
he did pretty well there. So he's here now.
Um,
He gets to play against his old division too. That's pretty cool,
yeah,
actually.
I look at you look at God's Gift and you look at I'm gonna call him Rock Base for now. Um, I feel like there's so many opportunities for him to get mismatches. Folks like G Kick. I think Jesus C will give him a run for his money. Depending on which Josh Sampson we get this season. I just think he's in a really strong spot in this division, and it's going to be awesome for him, especially with the group that he's got supporting him. As number 3 in that group is the team captain in comp.
That's something for a 3 seed in comp.
Now, we're going to continue to play the I used to be a 1 seed game, as number 2 is Mr. Boom Boom Hall, putting only 1 PR higher. I'm sorry that I spoiled this earlier, but this is hype as fuck.
You're not sorry.
Ham Bowen as their 1 seed. Can we say Season 2's Team Rank 5 right here? I would not be surprised at any point in time in this season to see Ham Bowen, Boom Boom Hall, depending on what kind of streak comp could get on, being up there in the 1 spot. And I could see everybody from 1 to 4 sharing the 2 spot at some point this season.
It's a lot of movement.
I see it happening, dude. I see it happening. This team is definitely going to be somebody to watch out for this season. I'm hype on them already.
Yeah, I'm too. Get to play against them too. Should be fun.
So you look in this division and do your best. I honestly did try to take the bias lenses off when I was looking at red. I know this is your division, Slimsh. I know this is Cassie's division. I miss him.
I miss him too. Just like Harambe.
Oh. Dicks out for Cassidy. So how do you see this division shaking up?
Orange division. So, I mean, just look at Team Rank 5. Just look at it.
Yeah, 1 point off of cap. It's
1
scary.
point off the cap. I'm in a rough place with Hearthstone right now, but at heart I'm a competitor and I'm gonna bring it for Team Rank 5. I'm feeling really, 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 really good about the team. As for the division itself, I don't know that anyone but Noob Central. Actually, I'm looking at Noob Central right now. I don't know that anyone other than Noob Central can really compete. Looking over at the green division, I think Orange is pretty happy. So I think Orange should be a pretty decent division, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Team Rank 5 is going to do.
So I see 3 teams there that are playoff worthy teams that are getting fucked by being in the AFC East. Not the AFC East. I meant the AL East. Sorry. Who do you think is going to be that bubble team, looking at it just right now, face value, that does not get their divisional seat in the playoffs?
In the orange?
Yeah, because I see, in my opinion, Noob Central, Team Rank 5, and the Defias Brotherhood at face value are playoff teams. Only 2 get to make it.
I think it would be Defias Brotherhood, oddly enough, if it had to come down to it. It's going to be close, though. I don't
One
know.
way or
I
the
do.
other, it's gonna be a great race to watch.
Yeah.
I think I would have to agree with you there, and that hurts my heart because I think they are going to be legit. I think they're going to be a team that when we sit there come playoff time, we might see 2, possibly 3 playoff teams with lower scores than them. Um, and that's gonna hurt right in the heart. Kind of like it hurts when I look at Cassidy's empty seat.
Bible fall.
All right, so Slimsh,
Mm.
because I gotta get this thing moving so that I could watch the end of my show that comes out at 9 and ends at 10. Let's.
Yeah, we're coming up on time, actually.
Here's what I think we should do, because I don't want to rush through the schedule. I actually want to analyze it.
Yeah.
So can we hype everybody up by say preseason rankings next week
Sure.
and schedule reveal?
Sure.
All
I
right.
just exited out. It's gone.
Because I don't want to rush through that. We spent a little longer than I thought on this. We do have a PSA that I gotta get out. 2 PSAs that I've gotta get out before we go into the Q&A. First PSA is we're gonna make the potato race an official thing. If you're a lemur, you're a fucking asshole because most human beings have to work during the day. I have not played a single game of the September month season of fucking Hearthstone, and this kid's already sitting at 12. I don't even know what my star situation is from last season, and this asshole's sitting at fucking 12. So fuck him. But here's the deal with the potato race for those who want to get in. In chat right now, I'm going to create a shareable link to a spreadsheet. All you gotta do is put your name in there and fill out the shit that I'm asking for. All right. Now, why is it not giving me the fucking link? Here's the rules. You must be a PR of 300 or lower, and I don't know if it's a rule or not yet, but I think you should also be limited to you have not yet hit legend. Come I believe it's the 6th of the season that we decided, or 6th of the month. Let's just make it the Tavern Talk of that week. So what the Tavern Talk of next week, whoever has the highest rank come that time will win
that's a long time now.
Will win
Yeah.
the potato sack race. All right.
Potato sack race.
It was originally going to be Labor Day weekend. No, those were Cassie's rules. We can't change Cassidy's rules. We can't do that because I miss him.
I do too. I drink.
We'll keep it the 6th. Your rank come midnight of September 6th is going to be your final score for the potato sack race. So your PR has to be below. Yes, standard ladder. Thank you for that, Slimsh. Your PR has to be below 300. You cannot have yet hit legend. You cannot be somebody that's already gotten legend. And it is in standard. You have until midnight Eastern time because fuck you, I'm not staying up for Western time to get it done. All right, here's the link. So you guys could click on that, sign up. I forgot to write finishing rank. And it'll be the first ever official Stephen Cassidy potato sack. A Cange. No, it's Cange. This is a Cange sponsored event. I fucking forgot that this is a Cange sponsored event.
It's a Cange event.
So get in on that. That's PSA number 1. PSA number 2, guys, is we have the Meta Breaker rules have been posted. Get in on that. And as you heard from Hector, Monday Madness, 7 Eastern. And that will go until, I believe, after the Salt Cell starts up again. So make sure you're supporting all these things that are happening throughout the community, this content people are creating. Those are the PSAs. Here are your Q&As. This is paraphrasing Rad Dreams. He asked, what do you think of Barnes Priest? His thoughts, this is paraphrasing him 100%. You could Barnes out something like Rag, have it die, and rest it to full health next turn for 2 mana, which is it's 2 mana cheaper and 3 turns earlier than you're supposed to get Rag. Slimsh, what are your thoughts on something like this?
Well, having played Resurrect Priest, I don't think too highly of it right now. it lost me many games, and I also don't think very highly of Barnes. So the two combined, I don't know. It's something that seems good on paper, but I don't know. You just try it out in the majority of Priest games, and it's just not
Mm.
really happening. And it's not too far fetched, like I had mentioned earlier when this was talked about in the Facebook thread. I think is that suppose summons Rag. Like Barnes and Ragnaros could easily die, and then at best you have a 50-50 to resummon Rag. And that's assuming you did nothing the turns prior, which is also putting you in a losing position because that hurts Priest. So
Yeah,
it's just like
I
it's
it's
just suspect
gimmicky.
all over. Yeah,
It's gimmicky, and you don't want to rely on gimmicks. It's fun if you're just memeing, but if it's only gonna happen one out of every 7 times, that's not reliable. So I don't think too much of it, and it's a filthy priest thing to do anyways. So there's that.
yeah.
This one's coming from Arcane, THL, who asked, once all the rosters have been revealed and everyone has a chance to see them, which teams or teams will be the biggest surprise by the players on the team? And do you see a surprise team coming out of nowhere, kind of like what Avatar did, making it to the finals? I don't know if I was clear enough yet that the Defias Brotherhood shocked the shit out of me. I'm hyped as fuck about that team. Really excited to see them. And as far as teams that could come out of nowhere, like Avatar, for me personally, I think that might be. I don't think they're a nobody team. They were a playoff team last year, but I think they're a team not a lot of people are putting weight into. I think the Yogg Champs have a chance to do some cool shit this season. Um,
Yeah. I think
so
the team with the biggest surprise of the players on the team was obviously Entropy, the one that could have an Avatar-like season that people aren't giving credit. Maybe. Now that I'm looking at, maybe it's just Aeon, right?
could be.
Maybe we're just not giving them enough credit at all. It could definitely be them.
They were
Now that I
they were
think
a
about it.
coin flip for me with Yogg Champs. I think they're gonna be pretty solid this season too.
Yeah.
Good question though, Arcane. Thank you. Cranking along. Pumbaa's BFF. Is Tavern Talk going to also be covering SHL weeks that were in weeks that are to come, or is the league getting its own show? I don't want to speak on their behalf, but when Nate and I were originally discussing after the salt settles, he really wants to give SPL its place in the spotlight. And I imagine he will do the same with SHL, especially with there being a scoring format, a playoff system, and a champion. Um, there's a lot more to talk about in the concrete. It's not such an abstract concept anymore. So I imagine what we will see is a lot more focus on that show for SHL. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but I think that's what's going to happen. If not, you're more than welcome to give us the SHL recap. Slim, have you heard anything different? Yeah, I know you're on the inner workings of life these days.
No, I haven't known if a show is not been talked about. It's more about just getting it up and running and hopefully better than ever at this point. So I don't know that we can really. I don't know that we'd be able to do that. So maybe someone else could. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, shit. We were just kind of shit talking tonight, and we're almost over time. So I don't know.
9:25.
I don't know if we got any more to the show. And we have to end on a very important question. Nade asks, would you rather fight a bear with sharks for arms or 200 first graders? Um, I'm a little confused about one thing when it comes to these things. I'm very literal, okay? When you say sharks for arms, is this like a shark head or is like the tail attached to the shoulder and the bear is swinging entire sharks?
I think it's the whole shark.
All right, so then I would rather fight a bear with shark arms than 200 first graders because first graders are exactly nut level. Like if they're punching straight out in front, they're punching you in the balls, and there's 200 of them. So at least one's going to hit you in the balls. The process of swinging a shark, like
Well,
you know,
yeah. I'm so short that the first graders would be no threat to to there. So yeah, I'd take the first graders. They'd be fine. No problem.
5'3"
I'm-
1/4.
Yep.
So that's that. That's that question. Thank you, Nate, for breaking up the tedium of going through that thread with something a little fun. Sometimes the memes are annoying, but when they're a meme of that quality, we appreciate it. All right, so Slimsh, your parting thoughts for the folks at home.
Miss Cassidy.
Yeah, I had a little bit of
That's
beer
about
though.
it. But you know what? The season, it's is it starting a week from Monday?
I think it might be. I want to say like wasn't the 12th or some number like that thrown out that sounds a lot like the 12th.
I think it's just actually starting a week from Monday, but we're gonna have to see. But yeah, it's coming really quick. It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, sad about Cassie. He's still around though, so that's fun.
He's not dead. He's still here. He still eats acid. Um,
Yeah, he's not dead. Not like Harambe. Harambe. Sorry.
but we still take our dicks out for him. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. If you missed our awesome intro tribute to Cassie, I'm going to play it again as our outro. So those of you who didn't catch it can catch it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tune in next week for preseason, pre-ranking, fucking hype. We'll also reveal the schedule. There will also be a need for a new host, as you guys learned tonight. So if you're interested, please submit your 7-page application to Hector Howe, and he will sift through those. Now we'll ignore all of his recommendations and give us somebody else. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. Guys, have a great night. Slimsh, give him your bye. Bye.
Feels bad, man. Oh, should I be quiet? Well-known caster and THL personality, Mr. Cassidy.
What's up, THL?
And as always, the beautiful man below me, Mr. Cassie, how you doing tonight?
Balloon guide my lands. How's everybody doing?
Thirsty Thursday, best Thursday.
Best Thursday there is. Mr. Cassidy, how we feeling?
Happy Feast of Winter Bale.
And we have with us, after his brief absence last week, the one and only Dank Knight, Mr. Cassidy.
Put your faith in the light.
And anchoring us down in the corner, per usual, coming all the way from his homeland, is Mr. Cassidy himself. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Turns out 2G service down here, or up here in Ohio is actually quite fine.
Down below me, all the way from some highway in the middle of Illinois, is Mr. Cassidy himself. How you doing, Cassidy?
Hey guys, I'm in a Hyundai Tucson in a rural highway somewhere in Illinois, on my way back to the great Lone Star Republic that is Texas.
Anchoring his corner, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Cassidy. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm in your boat, man. I woke up from a nap about 15 minutes ago, so that's where I'm at. There's like a 1980s montage of me being like washed up or something out there that I need to put together.
And the one and only Mr. Cassidy.
Put your faith in the light.